Country Moderator, the floor is now yours.
Mr. President, Mr. Chief Minister, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me, on behalf of the organizers, extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this debate 2.0 between the leaders of the NCA and the DAP. We are grateful to and would like to express our appreciation to the two distinguished debaters, Yang Amat Mohamad Lim Guan Eng and Yang Berbahagia Dr. Sri Dr. Chua Soi Lek, for once again accepting this invitation to the public debate. This round two follows from the debate held earlier in Mandarin in February. The political courage of both Dr. Sri, Dr. Chua and Chief Minister Lim enhances what perhaps can be a new political culture in Malaysia of having open debates on issues and policies and not on personalities. It is the policies of the respective parties that are important for the voting public to choose and decide who to vote for in the coming elections. Politics in Malaysia should be more issues-driven. Politics based on personalities is old politics. Hence, this debate will hopefully push forward this new political culture of open debate on issues. Before we commence, let me state some ground rules and explain the process of the debate. Each of the two debaters will be given 10 minutes to make their introductory remarks. I would like to urge all participants to be respectful of both debaters when they are making their presentations. Please do not be unruly and do not jeer the debaters. Allow them to put forward their views and opinions without interruption from the floor. The debate will commence with the drawing of lots to determine who shall be the first debater and who shall be the second. At the end of the debate, the debaters will have another 10 to 12 minutes each to sum up and make their closing remarks. There will be 3 sets of questions that will be asked. The first set of questions will be put forward from me as moderator to each of the 2 debaters. The second set of questions will be from the 3 panelists who will each ask the debater a question. The 3 panelists are Yang Mohamad Dr. Sri Chow Siu Hiong, Vice President of MCA and Minister of Housing and Local Government, representing the MCA, Encik Wan Hamidi B. Wan Hamid, Editor of Rocket Kini, representing the DAP, and Professor James Chin of Monash University being the independent panelist. After that, we shall have the third set of questions from the floor. All participants are given a card each to write their questions, and these questions are to be dropped into the box here provided for you. Each debater will draw the questions from the floor, from the box containing the questions from the floor to reply. We hope that the proceedings will be smooth and orderly. I wish to also inform that there will be a very short comfort break for the 2 debaters after the first set of questions. We shall now proceed to the drawing of lots by the debaters, and let me, on behalf of all of you, wish both of them well and good luck. Yang Amat Mohamad Lim Guan Eng has drawn the Lord to be the first debater. Let me now hand the floor over to Bayabi Lim Wan for the introductory 10-minute remarks. Bayabi Lim.
CEO of ASLI, Tan Sri Michael Yeo, my learned opponent, ladies and gentlemen, salam bersih kepada semua. Kita berkumpul di sini untuk menentukan dasar parti manakah yang boleh memberi manfaat kepada rakyat Malaysia. Seharusnya satu perbahasan harus diadakan di antara Perdana Menteri Dato' Sri Najib Tun Razak dengan Ketua Pembangkang Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim. Malamnya Dato' Sri Najib ingin berbahas dengan Anwar. Adakah keinginan Najib berbahas dengan Anwar kerana beliau bimbang selepas perbahasan rakyat Malaysia akan menentukan bahawa Anwar lebih layak untuk menjadi Perdana Menteri daripada Najib. In fact, MCA is not qualified to talk about policies here. Because MCA does not decide. It is UMNO that decides. MCA claims to speak only for the Chinese, and that only in Peninsular Malaysia, not the Chinese from Sabah and Sarawak. This is different from DAP. We want to speak for all Malaysians. DAP mahu bersuara untuk Melayu, Cina, India, Iban dan Kadazan kerana kita semua rakyat Malaysia. Bukan macam MCA yang kononnya hanya mewakili orang Cina. Mengapa kita harus dipecah belahkan mengikut kaum dan agama? Ini adalah kejayaan terbesar UMNO. Supaya kita takut satu sama lain. Supaya Barisan Nasional boleh terus merumpak harta dan kekayaan rakyat Malaysia. Tengoklah skandal lembu dan kondom. Pakcik yang ternak lembu sepanjang umur tak dapat pinjaman berjuta-juta ringgit. Tetapi keluarga menteri boleh dapat 250 juta ringgit. Semua pun tak pernah ternak seekor lembu pun. Jangan-jangan nanti kita lihat 250 juta ringgit untuk ternak lembu, pergi beli kondominium pula. Sampai mungkin satu hari nanti, orang Singapura yang ada banyak kondo di Singapura, mungkin nak datang ke Malaysia belajar macam mana ternak lembu di kondominium. Skandal PKFZ sebanyak 12.5 bilion ringgit melibatkan pemimpin tertinggi MCA. Tetapi ahli politik yang aktif tidak dibawa ke mahkamah. Semua skandal MCA tidak bersuara. Seperti mana yang ditulis dalam buku Lee Hwa Beng, PKFZ, A Nation's Trust Betrayed. Ini bekas adun MCA. Sendiri hantam MCA. 12.5 bilion telah hilang. MCA terus sokong buta saja. Kedudukan Malaysia dalam Transparency International, kita lihat dalam 2003 tangga ke-37. Sekarang telah jatuh ke tangga 60. Kalau Barisan Nasional terus menang, saya rasa kita akan pecah tangga 100 lah. Kita harus bersatu padu sebagai anak Malaysia. Kalau kita terus dipecah belakang, siapa untung? Hanya kroni-kroni BN yang untung. Yang rugi ialah anak Malaysia. Kita harus bersatu padu supaya kita sama-sama dapat menikmati harta dan kekayaan Malaysia. Jangan kita terus dipecah belakang. Bahawa pemimpin Melayu baru boleh jaga orang Melayu. Pemimpin Cina hanya boleh jaga orang Cina. Tibalah masa bahawa pemimpin Malaysia, tak kira apa kaum, kita mesti jaga satu sama lain. For the last 50 years, we have been consumed by race and religion. For the next 50 years, let us be consumed by the task of improving the economic well-being and protecting the civil and political rights of all Malaysians. We have many problems in our country that needs to be addressed. But the biggest problem of all is the problem of corruption that results in abuse of power, low wages, and ever-rising cost of living. BN has never spoken truthfully to the people. Let Pakatan Rakyat speak truthfully to you. DAP believes that a clean government can always perform better than the corrupt government. DAP believes that a clean government requires open competitive tenders, full disclosure of contracts between the government and the private sector, freedom of information, and the public declaration of assets by prime ministers, ministers, and chief ministers. If Penang dares to review the assets of the chief minister, why is the prime minister afraid of revealing his assets and the assets of his ministers? Does Barisan Nasional fail, dare not declare your assets because you have too many assets to hide, or got too many car numbers to hide? Kejayaan sebuah kerajaan terselah di kerajaan negeri-negeri Pakatan Rakyat. Di Pulau Pinang, kita mencatatkan lebihan bajet setiap tahun. Dan kejayaan ini dicapai sungguhpun perbelanjaan telah dinaikkan 55%. Kita buat jalan, kita buat longkang, kita buat rumah mampu milik, dan kita buat taman hijau. Tetapi kita masih boleh catat lebihan bajet yang terbesar dalam sejarah Pulau Pinang. Berbanding dengan hutang kerajaan persekutuan yang naik ke 470 bilion pada 31 Mac 2012. Beban hutang kerajaan negeri telah diturunkan. Daripada 630 juta ringgit, kita telah kurangkan sebanyak 600 juta ringgit, tinggal hanya 30 juta ringgit saja. Di bawah Barisan Nasional, hutang naik. Di bawah Pakatan Rakyat, hutang pasti akan turun. Dan kejayaan ini membolehkan kita buat bantuan sosial, bantu sama warga emas, ibu bapa yang lahirkan anak, OKU, ibu tunggal, dan juga pelajar-pelajar di sekolah rendah dan menengah. Yang pada masa yang sama, sekolah-sekolah semua aliran, baik sekolah Cina, sekolah Tamil, semua dapat peruntukan setiap tahun. Tiap-tiap tahun dapat. Bukan macam Barisan Nasional 5 tahun sekali. Atau BRIM RM500 50 tahun sekali. Dan sepatutnya bagi kepada keluarga miskin, sampai Dato' MCA daripada Pahang pun boleh dapat RM500. Pulau Pinang merupakan negeri pertama yang hapuskan miskin tegak, dan kita akan menjadi negeri pertama yang menghapuskan kemiskinan sama sekali pada 2015. Pulau Pinang juga merupakan negeri pertama yang memberikan wifi percuma kepada rakyat di tempat-tempat awam di Pulau Pinang. Ini semua berlaku kerana kerajaan yang bersih di Pulau Pinang. Saya nak bercakap kepada kawan-kawan Melayu, apabila kita lancarkan tender terbuka, UMNO sebut bahawa kontraktor Melayu akan terbingkir. Mereka tak akan dapat kontrak. Tetapi bila kita jalankan tender terbuka, nyata 70% dimenangi oleh kontraktor Melayu. Ini menunjukkan bahawa kontraktor Melayu memang berdaya saing. Yang tak guna langsung ialah kontraktor UMNO dan Barisan Nasional. The DAP believes that the policies of our party and Pakatan Rakyat represents the future of our children, whereas the policies of NCA and Barisan Nasional represents the past. No longer can we accept the culture of corruption and cronyism. Let us take back our rights. Let us take back our rights back from Barisan Nasional cronies by abolishing the North-South highway tolls and removing subsidies to the independent power producers. And let us make sure that we return the rights to the people of Malaysia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief Minister. We will now invite the MCA President to deliver his introductory remarks.
Selamat sejahtera, salam bahagia dan salam satu Malaysia. Tan Sri Moderator, distinguished members of the panel, the Honourable Chief Minister of Penang, ladies and gentlemen. Tadi Yang Amat Berhormat mengatakan apa sebab Perdana Menteri tak tampil berdebat dengan Datuk Seri Anwar. Saya nak mengatakan di sini kita tidak menggalak Datuk Seri Najib berdebat dengan Anwar sebab beliau adalah Perdana Menteri dan semenjak mengambil pucuk pimpinan 3 tahun dahulu, beliau telah membuktikan melalui program transformasi kita dapat menampak dengan jelasnya hasil-hasil transformasi ini. Daya persaingan telah meningkat daripada tangga 28 ke 21. The ease of doing business daripada 23 kepada 18. Dan ke belakang ini kita telah diiktiraf the 5th most favoured FDI nation in Asia. Dan kita tepati segala janji, bukanlah janji-janji kosong daripada Pakatan Rakyat. Sebab itu kita berani melancarkan janji ditepati. So dalam 3 tahun ini rakyat dapat menilai apa yang dilakukan oleh Barisan Nasional di bawah pimpinan Datuk Seri Mohamed Najib. Anwar seharusnya debate dengan semua orang kerana kita tak tahu apa dia akan lakukan. Kerana sehingga hari ini Pakatan hanya melakukan apa yang dikatakan dalam bahasa English, full of rhetoric, no specific, short on delivery. So Anwar got to convince us to translate this rhetoric into what we call delivery. NCA got no right to talk about policy. May I remind, ladies and gentlemen, NCA has been involved in nation building from day one. We were the one who were involved in the fight against the communist insurgency, the resettlement of the Chinese in new villages, the fight for independence, the right of citizenship after independence by birth. That's why Lim Kit Siang and Lim Guan Eng are citizens of this country. We lay down the foundation of Malays, Chinese and Indian working together to make sure that this nation work and progress. And we have progressed. We advocated interaction and integration, not assimilation. That's why Lim Guan Eng is not called Sukarno Lim. These are history. Of course you say it's history, but it's all part of nation building, of which DAP has no role to play. Barisan Nasional has unveiled the Socio-Economic Transformation Program of Malaysia to make sure that we achieve a high-income nation, greater prosperity, and better quality of life for all by 2020. What has Pakatan Rakyat tell us? There is no clear direction for growth. That's what I say, full of rhetorics, full of promises. And if you look at all the 4 Pakatan Rakyat states, 95% of the promise is janji-janji kosong. Every day you tell the whole world that you give $100 to the old people. Hey, MCA also gave $100 to our members. You say that you give $200 to the newborn, and they must be voters. MCA say we give 200 also to our newborn babies. Hey, state government giving 100 and 200, these are all populist policy. It does not address the fundamental problem of this country. And the fundamental problem of this country requires a social, a political, and economic transformation program, of which we are all well acquainted. And when you talk about education, I would say DAP has nothing to show. Through MCA, we established Tunku Abdul Rahman College, University Tunku Abdul Rahman. We have trained 200,000 graduates of all races, including a significant number of DAP leader and past. We may be a political party, but we are proud that we take care of 45,000 students of all races, providing affordable, accessible, and quality tertiary education. On mother tongue education, we have been very consistent. We promote mother tongue education in the context of a multiracial country. DAP role is very simple. They just incite all the Chinese to hate and suspicious of the government and MCA. Then under Barisan Nasional, all the mother tongue education is marginalized. It is a sellout by MCA. Yes! And that is all they do. What they practice is what we call hate and blame politics. And we are proud that all the initiatives we have, education, welfare, poverty eradication, in the last 1.5 years, the One MCA Medical Foundation, whereby we have disbursed more than 7.6 million, benefiting 1,200 patients of all races. And these are all due to public donation. DAP has nothing to show. DAP has only one thing to show. They collect a lot of money from the Rakyat. And despite your call of accountability, transparency, and nothing to show. Transparency, accountancy, where are they? No, where has all the money you have collected gone to? There is a crying need for transparency and accountability of where your public money has gone to. Maybe DAP believe in the what we call money power,
President,
so that
one more
you can
minute,
have political power.
1 more minute.
May I suggest, Honorable Chief Minister, please start a kindergarten in Penang to help the poor. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not be misled. There is no low-cost house built by the state government from 2008 to 2010. These do not come from Chua Soi Lek. These come from the Auditor General report of 2010. No low-cost house, ladies and gentlemen. As to a series of allegations, I shall reply one by one during my what we call summation, so that all of us can leave this room convinced that DAP is just a camouflage for a Chinese Chauvinist party.
President, time is up. Thank you very much, Chief Minister and Mr. President. We have heard the introductory remarks from both our debaters. I would like to now pose the first question to the President of MCA and the second question to the Chief Minister of Penang. Firstly, the MCA President. Mr. President, you have stated a number of major achievements of the MCA and that the MCA have contributed to nation building. You have argued that MCA's policies have now been integrated into government policies. Yet today, there are among many urban voters that there is a perception that the MCA has not done enough. There is the perception that many urban voters today are not supporting the MCA. So what would you do to try to regain more support for the MCA?
Thank you, Tan Sri. We accept the fact that this is a multiracial country. And the practice of Barisan Nasional is called the policy of balancing. Balancing the needs, the sensitivity, and the expectation of all races. DAP likes to tell the Chinese that they are marginalized. But let's be fair. If you look at the statistics of this country, the household income of the Chinese is still the highest compared to the Malays and Indians. The poverty rate of the Chinese is still the lowest in this country among the three major races. The unemployment is still the lowest among the Chinese. In terms of property ownership, we are still the highest for housing, for industrial estates, and for even hotels and hospitality. But we cannot deny that in the implementation process, there are people who benefit more than others. And this is the bone of contention. And this causes a lot of Chinese to be angry with the government. And MCA bears the burden of this. And to aggravate this, DAP is good in inciting the Chinese that MCAs sell out and do not take care of Chinese. But DAP at the same time will try to package itself as a multiracial party, but it only dare to contest in Chinese majority constituency. If you are so multiracial, why don't you go to a multiracial constituency? MCA may be a mono-ethnic party, but our party constitution is very clear to protect the legitimate interests and the right of all people in accordance to the Malaysian constitution. So in this country, we have to balance the needs and the sensitivity of all races. No particular race will feel happy. In the same way, we sometimes feel that the government is giving too much to the Bumiputra. But at the same time, there are also a lot of Bumiputra who are not happy with the government. So this is the politics of balancing, and we believe that it is accommodation and not confrontation that we can achieve our objective.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I now ask the Chief Minister. Chief Minister, you have so eloquently stated earlier in your presentation that the DAP is a multiracial party. And you have argued that your policies are national, broad-based policies. But yet, I think the reality is that down at the ground, many people see the DAP as a Chinese party, as a Chinese-based party. So are you a Chinese party or are you a multiracial party? And how would you try to win more support from among non-Chinese for the DAP if you are a multiracial party?
Thank you, Tan Sri. DAP from its very inception is a multiracial party. We have a multiracial leadership. Our chairman is an Indian. We have Indian MPs. We also had Malay MPs and state assemblymen in the past. Dan kalau kita lihat daripada dasar-dasar yang dilaksanakan oleh DAP dan Pakatan Rakyat, ia memang bertindak adil kepada semua tanpa kira kaum dan agama. Tetapi kita tidak boleh nafikan bahawa UMNO begitu berjaya untuk memomokkan kaum Melayu bahawa DAP anti-Melayu, anti-Islam. Sungguhpun saya masuk penjara untuk keluarga Melayu. Mereka cakap saya anti-Melayu. Sungguhpun kita tambahkan peruntukan untuk hal ewa Islam sebanyak 3 kali ganda, dia masih cakap kita anti-Islam. Yang penting ialah lihat apa yang kita laksanakan. Daripada asal kita berbilang kaum dan kita mahu menjadi parti Malaysia. Bukan macam parti-parti macam UMNO dan MCA. Dia hanya nak mewakili satu kaum. Lepas dia pula cakap satu Malaysia. Nak tipu siapa? Sebenarnya apa yang mereka nak buat ialah untuk pecah belahkan rakyat supaya mereka boleh terus buat rasuah. Bukan satu Malaysia, sapu Malaysia. I would like to let the MCA president know that not every Chinese is as rich as the MCA leaders. Not every Chinese can apply for PR in Australia. Don't forget that the Chinese community pays the most taxes in Malaysia. But at the same time, we want to see justice. We want to ensure our Malay brothers and sisters are assisted. Why is it a poor Chinese cannot get scholarships, whereas the rich Bumiputra can get scholarships? This is something that we must correct. At the same time, when we talk about scandals and corruption affect all races, Malay, Chinese, Indians, Kadazan dan Ibans. Macam skandal saham 52 bilion yang harus dibagikan kepada orang Melayu dan Bumiputra. Saham-saham ini sudah hilang. Tapi tanya kawan-kawan Melayu, mana pergi saham? Adakah mereka dapat satu saham? Mereka semua cakap tak ada. Semua diangkat oleh kroni-kroni UMNO dan Barisan Nasional. 52 bilion ringgit. Apa sudah jadi? Minta Barisan Nasional adakan Suruhanjaya Siasatan Diraja, mereka tak berani. Mengapa? Mereka nak tutup semua sekali. Don't go and talk about DAP forming a kindergarten. Come on. We are a political party to determine the future of Malaysia, not to form kindergarten. Tar College is the clearest example of the failure of MCA. Why was Tar College established? Because of the unfair quota policies. Qualified students cannot enter into universities. As a consolation, you form Tar College. Shame on you, MCA. I would like to state this. Jangan cakap kita tak bina rumah kos rendah di Pulau Pinang. Kita ada bina.
Mr. Chief Minister.
Kita ada bina. Menerusi agensi pelaksana PDC, kita ada bina. Jangan cakap bohong di sini.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard the first round of the questions, the replies by the Chief Minister and the President of MCA. We will now have a 5-minute adjournment and we will reassemble in 5 minutes' time.
budiamalaysiakini.com.
Budia Malaysia Kini.
Budia Malaysia Kini.